Scared this fucking chain. I'm really scared of this chain. You want some pancakes, mommy? Here, let me give you some pancakes. You want some pancakes, mommy? I don't know if you eat them, but here you go. There you go. Good morning. No, I've been depressed all night. That's why I didn't go live. I've just been crying, and I went through 3 bags of ice last night trying to keep the car cool, but it was still hot. And I moved this morning because there was an activity going on and I didn't want to be any part of it. So I moved from the spot where I was because there was a lot of police and shit, and I didn't want to be involved in that. So I just went ahead and moved and came somewhere else. And I got some ice. I got another bag of ice this morning. And like I said, I was going to McDonald's to get breakfast for $5 because they had the big breakfast. And a lady saw me struggling counting change, so she bought my breakfast for me. And I told her thank you. I said, you don't have to do that. She said, no, I see you're struggling. She said, and God told me to buy your breakfast. I said, thank you so much. And she didn't even know me. So, because they had the big breakfast for $5, so I knew it would be enough to feed me in Brooklyn. Because I give her the sausage and the egg, and I usually eat the biscuit and the pancakes after she gets pancakes too. Right now she's still eating pancakes. So usually I'll eat the biscuit and a pancake or two, and Brooklyn eats the rest as long as I know she's eating. But I'm so fucking weak. I got out of the car last night to get some stuff, and I can feel my body is just so fucking weak from not eating. I'm not eating correctly. I'm not sleeping correctly. I'm just stressed out. I fucking fell twice last night trying to get stuff out of the back, my medicine and stuff like that. And then I thought I was going to pass out once. So I just got back up here in the seat and just sat here to get myself together. But I know I'm not okay because, like I said, my body's weak from not eating properly. I'm getting lightheaded. Thank you. Thank you. And like I said, moving the car this morning, it was tapping. I'm scared that this chain's gonna fucking pop. You want some more pancake, mommy? Did you eat your pancake? Hold on here. So I'm trying to think of a place that I can go today to at least try to sit in the air conditioner for a little while. Because they don't have no cooling stations around here. They say they do, but they don't. They don't have nothing for homeless people. Nothing. So I've built my wall. That's to block all the heat from the back. I just wish there was a place for me in Brooklyn to go. I just wish somebody had a fucking couch, a chair, something, a closet, something. I'm not doing no battles. Go away. So now I'm completely broke. I don't have any more money for ice. I spent all the money for ice I had. So I'm on my last pack of cigarettes. But I'm going to try to figure out a place to go today that's close, that I can stay in the air conditioner all day. But I try to fucking eat. I can't eat. I get fucking sick. I'm going to try to eat this biscuit. You want some more pancakes, Mommy? Here you go. You got one more pancake left. There you go. Good morning. Wouldn't be so bad if I had air conditioner, you know? But I don't. I'm just trying to keep her cool. What's today? Friday? No. All the shelters are full, honey. I call every day at 9 o'clock. I call every day at 9 o'clock to the shelters, and they put me on the list for the day. And I do that. I got a list right here. I'm not going to show the numbers or the places, because I don't want people calling. But I have a huge list of numbers that I call, all these papers. I make like three or four calls in the morning, you know, and that puts me on all the lists that are locally for a bed. So I call them every morning at 9 o'clock. But they don't have, yeah, you know, I'd be able to turn it on, cool it off, you know, but I can't because I have a leak in the line. Brooklyn, why are you making a mess, Mommy? Please. This dog, she eats so weird. I'm learning that curse words are called curse words for a reason. I'm bad, but I'm trying to stop. Yeah, me too, honey. I pray about it. I do. I pray about it every night. I ask God to take that away from me, you know. I asked him to take my anger away because my anger is what makes me cuss, you know. I get upset, I get angry, and then I start cursing, and I know it's not right. And I ask God to help me with it every night. Every night I asked. I was reading my Bible last night, and it was Ecclesiastes 14:14. And when I came across that verse and read it, I was like, man, wow, that's powerful. But it was God telling me, Ecclesiastes 14:14. It was telling me, God was telling me that to stop fighting battles that aren't mine, stop trying to defend myself, and stop doing this, stop doing that. It's not my war, it's his war. And he was telling me just to be still, you know. Um, that kind of hit me. And I'm like, maybe that's why, I have to sit still right now. I don't understand it. I mean, I've been sitting still for 3 years, sitting still here and sitting still there. And, he keeps telling me that all these battles aren't mine. Stop trying to fight things that aren't mine. So that's why I didn't even bother going live last night. I just read my Bible and kept putting ice in this cooler, trying to keep the front of this car cool for me and her. Because I put this wall up, I insulate it. I put this wall up to insulate the front of the car so the cool air will stay up here instead of the whole car. Yeah, everybody's struggling. I get it. Everybody's struggling. I get it. It's even harder for me because I'm in a car. I'm in a car with no air conditioner, no nothing. Inside of a house is probably cooler than this car. And I try to park under shaded trees. And I try to stay still because my timing chain, my car is really tapping bad, y'all. It is tapping bad. I'm going to see if I can find a spot today that somewhere public. I'm going to see if I can find a place that's public that I could just sit and stay at 24 hours a day. But when I need ice for this cooler, I have to be somewhere close so I can get ice, to try to keep the front of this car cool for me and her. But, like right now it's running. I have it running right now. It's pumping cool air, but, it's still... Do I have this on low? Let me see. Yes. I have to keep that on low because if not, it'll kill the battery. Yes, it is, Kendra, but, I have to be in it. I have nowhere else to go. I have to be in it. I have to be in it. Delaware. Well, are you done with your pancakes? Huh? Alright, you're done with your pancakes? Okay. I'm just going to put them up here so you don't spill them. Yeah, so she lays right here with the fan on her. And I got her fan on her. I've had her fan on her all night. And I made this homemade swamp cooler. And I got ice in it, got a fan on it. And a little bit of cool air blows out of here. It's not a whole lot, but it's enough that it keeps the car like, it keeps it like 5 or 10 degrees cooler in the shade than outside. You know, it's not a whole lot of difference, but it does help. But I go through a lot of ice. You know, I'm just worried about her. So I'm sitting here trying to think of a place that I can park publicly that I don't have to move. But it's close that I can get ice. Trying to think of a place I can go that I can hang out during the day. It just really sucks, but like I said, I'm dealing with it. I have no choice to. It's just very depressing. That's why I didn't even bother going live last night. I was just so depressed, crying, and I just read my Bible and I just kept praying and praying and praying and praying. I'm really sitting here trying to figure out a place I can go during the day. Somewhere I could just hang out and stay cool. And just get in the car at nighttime. But these places down here, they don't have no cooling stations. They don't have they don't have a lounge where people can just go hang out for the day where it's cool or charge phones and stuff. I wish they did. Um, we have a library, but they won't allow her. They're real strict. Even though she's serviced, they still won't allow her. Our McDonald's is nasty. They won't let people sit in there. We have a mall. I was thinking about going to the mall. Let's see if they have one of those. I was thinking about going to the mall to see if they have one of those like massage chairs I can sit in. Yes. Yeah, I have a whole list of churches I've called. A lot of them called me back yesterday, just asking me if I want to come to their church. But they say they don't have no funds and no resources to help homeless people. They're just trying to get me in their church as a member. And the first thing they say is, you got to give offerings to God. And we do have a Planet Fitness, but I don't have the money to pay for a membership right now. Thank you. Thank you for all the gifts, guys. I have a shower in the back in a tub. It takes 5 gallons of water to fill it up, but I don't use 5 gallons. I use maybe about a gallon. And I get in the back and I have window shades up and I just strip down and wash up. Excuse me. I have a foldable porta potty too. And I got a power bank that I use for power to keep a fan on her. So I keep a fan on her because she's the one I'm worried about. McDonald's can't kick you out if you have a small water. Yeah, but our McDonald's, because there's so many homeless people here, they don't, whether you bought a meal or not, they only let you sit in there so long. Like if the manager sees you've been sitting there like 2 or 3 hours, she comes over and tells you have to leave. I bathe her and keep her wet. She has a as a matter of fact, I gotta get it out. She has a dog cooling collar that I dip in ice water and it goes around her neck. It's a special material. It keeps her cool. Keeps her cool for a couple of hours. Yeah, I was thinking about going to the mall and just going inside and find a food court table or one of them lounge chairs and just sit there and people watch. At least we'll be cool. Well, I had a big breakfast. The only thing I ate was a small piece of sausage and my biscuit. She ate the rest. Because I worry about her. I worry about her. Last night I parked at a church and charged it at I charged it at a church last night. I don't. That's why I only ate that. And I haven't even eaten the whole biscuit, Michelle. Because it's fucking hot. I was thinking about going to the mall today, but I'm not sure. Because a big part of our mall is shut down. So there's really not a lot in there. So this is trash. So I can't even eat. My stomach is bubbling. It's too fucking hot. Yeah, I'm trying to. The only thing I could think of would be the mall. But those benches are hard. I can't sit on the bench. I'd have to find like one of those massage chairs to sit in. Or one of those couches. Sometimes they have couches in the mall you can sit on in the center. I know the mall down where we used to live, they had a sitting area in the mall you could sit in and read. But I don't know about the one up here because they've closed so much stuff in there. No, the library won't let me in with her, Rhonda. Even if she's service and I show them their paperwork, they don't allow her in there. Now, Baltimore I could, yeah, but not here. Well, rest areas, you could just park at them, but they don't have nothing for you to go inside and sit. Not ours. They just got bathrooms where you can want to go to the bathroom. I don't know. I don't know. They have their own rules. Everybody has their own freaking rules. I used to be able to sit at Starbucks, but I got put out of Starbucks. Starbucks had a nice little sitting area. I could go and sit there, charge up my power box. All I had to do was make purchases. I'd buy a coffee, a couple times a day. I'd buy a coffee to sit there. And, but I got put out of there too. So I'm thinking about going to the mall today. See if I can find a place to sit in there. I've been trying to get into a shelter for weeks. I've been calling and 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 calling. They had a bed available the other day. They called me, but they wouldn't let me have it because there was two beds in one room, and they won't let her in the room with somebody else because they might have allergies. They might be allergic to pets. The pet might disturb the other guests, so they wouldn't give it to me. They wouldn't give it to me. I begged and pleaded with them, but they wouldn't give it to me. I ate a little bit of my biscuit. I just threw it away. I couldn't. I was trying to eat it, but it's too hot. I felt like I was getting sick. I might have to take another Zofran. And that's why I'm so fucking weak now because I try to eat and I can't eat because I'm too hot. I wish I got over 900 in food stamps. I wish I did. They give me $24 and I could prove that. All right, Mommy, I'm going to finish this cigarette. We're going to try to go to the mall. We're going to go to the mall and see if we can find a chair or a bench in the middle or a food court. Maybe a game room. Maybe they got a game room. I don't know. We'll have to go over there and see what they got. Because Mommy needs to get you out of this heat today. It's too hot. Yeah, it's about a mile from here. But I'm going to finish my cigarette and try to head over there and see if. Yeah, well, not here. Let me turn this off a minute. Let me see how this car sounds. Let's turn this one off too. And let me see how this car sounds. Oh my God. Let me turn this fan back on you a minute till we get ready to pull off. We'll go up to the mall, see if I can find something in there. Can somebody Google, can somebody search to see if there's a bookstore in the Dover Mall? Cass, have M look. See if there's a bookstore that you could go to in Dover Mall. They might have a bookstore in there that I can go and sit at and read some spiritual books. Have M look that up real quick for me. See if they have a bookstore in there. Because I know that sometimes the malls have them. And they have reading areas. Trash can. Alright guys, I'm gonna get off of here so I can go try to find a place to stay with her while it's cool. So I'm gonna try to go find a public place. I'm gonna search and see if I can find a bookstore or something. Or a religious store. So alright guys, I'll talk to everybody later. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it.